I have the biggest treat of a video for you. Don't miss this one. I'm telling you, I have quite the goodies in this video. Of course, in this video, I'm going to share with you the niche fragrances that I have set aside for me to wear this spring. And I gotta say, almost more than half of them are brand new releases. I have a couple of, actually 2 or 3 here that I haven't even talked to you guys about, brand new to my collection, and I am absolutely crazy about them. I am actually giddy with glee. I want to talk to you guys so bad about it. I can hardly contain myself. Where I live, we have that typical spring weather right now with the crisp, cool air and birds chirping, blossoms coming through. We have cherry blossoms here. The cherry blossom festival is going on. It's that typical spring weather. I know not everybody's having this type of weather because my family and I just returned from South Dakota from spring break, and they were not having this type of typical spring weather. It was 20-30 degrees and cold like winter. So it depends on where you are, but where I live, it's that perfect spring weather. So I am so excited to talk to you guys about this year's spring fragrances that I'm going to wear this spring non-stop. So let's jump right in. Hi my lovelies, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. Now in this video I have got the goodies for you. There are several of them that I am dying. They're brand new to my collection, and whew, I could hardly contain myself. I'm sorry I missed 2 videos, 2 Thursdays I couldn't post because I was on spring break, you guys. So yeah, you missed the Thursday videos, but you got your Sunday videos. So this has been sitting for a while now, and I've been wearing these, the new ones to my collection, but I have been dying inside to talk to you guys about these brand new ones in particular. So the first one I have here for you, I can hardly contain myself. Right here, you guys, this is Suspiro's latest fragrance release, Suspiro Maraschino. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can hardly wait to talk to you guys about this one. Look at this beautiful, pretty bottle. Can I tell you, to get this review started with, this bottle, the way it looks, is how the fragrance smells, in my opinion. This did not disappoint. This lived up to every one of my secret cherry dreams. Okay, and it was actually better than what I expected it to be. Of course, guys, there's gonna be someone who doesn't like this too. I mean, you can have like the most drop-dead gorgeous heavenly fragrance from above, and there's always gonna be someone for whom it doesn't work. Fragrances are a very personal experience, but there are of course ones like this that are going to be crowd pleasers. So let me spray it. Oh my god. My goodness, you guys. This fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. This screams spring. Usually, cherry fragrances, as I always tell you, to me, the typical cherry fragrance is something you want to wear in fall and winter, because usually it's a dark cherry that has that, usually that like cough syrup vibe, you know, the cherry cough syrup vibe, which is what you get from most cherry fragrances, because cherry is actually a synthetic note. So you get a little bit of that cherry cough syrup vibe from a typical cherry fragrance. But this ain't your typical cherry fragrance. It is very different. I love a fragrance that is different from any other. This is not like, you know, Tom Ford Lost Cherry, or like the Bodacia, the Victoria's Bodacious, or, you know, like the tons of other cherry fragrances. They all kind of at some point smell similar, or at least can relate to each other. Not this one. This stands alone. This one is not your cough syrup smelling, cherry cough syrup smelling fragrance at all. This is a very fruity, lighter, more spring weather appropriate cherry. Okay, this is not for fall and winter. So I go back on my word where I always say every cherry fragrance should be worn in fall and winter, and that's it. I mean, of course, if you want to wear it, you know, in other seasons, or you live in a warm weather climate, then you wear it at nighttime, right? That's what usually my advice to you is on cherry fragrances, but not this one, you guys. This is a spring summer cherry. Believe it or not, it's a spring summer cherry. So we have our first spring summer cherry, okay? From a niche fragrance house. This one is so fruity. It's not just cherry. Yes, you smell that juicy, delicious maraschino cherry. So, you know, maraschino cherry that you put in drinks and, you know, desserts and whatnot, like maraschino cherry. That's the cherry note you get in here. Not your typical cough syrup type of dark cherry. You get that like sweet, like beautifully sweet, fruity maraschino cherry. That's the cherry you get here. And there is a strawberry note in here, you guys. To me, it's quite strong. So mix that cherry, maraschino cherry with, you know, dripping with syrup, because this is a really sweet cherry in here. Maraschino cherry dripping with syrup, right? Combined with a juicy big strawberry. That's really what I picture in my head when I smell this fragrance. This is supposed to have a red cherry note, like technically, but you guys, the cherry note in here somehow, it's not your dark cherry, it's the red cherry in here. Oh, and you guys, what I smell are those strawberry and apple notes in here. So you can smell the apple too. Actually, when you first spray it, you smell the cherry, you smell strawberry, and you smell the apple in here. It's very much there, and there's a juicy peach too. This is a very juicy, fruity cherry fragrance. And the cherry in here is that maraschino cherry you pull out of the syrup that's dripping with syrup, because it's really sweet. Oh my gosh, and it has the prettiest two floral notes in the world, of course. There is jasmine and rose, which I think are just perfect for this fragrance. Of course, you guys, in the base there's, you know, notes like vanilla, I'm sure. I think there's tonka bean here too. If you're expecting your typical Tom Ford Lost Cherry or Bodacious or Kayali one, the burning cherry or whatever, if you're expecting that typical type of cherry fragrance, this isn't the one for you. Like I said when I first started this review, you know this color of the bottle? That's the color perfect for this cherry fragrance. This is a very light, fruity, juicy cherry fragrance that is very airy and easy to wear, and it is definitely meant for spring, summer weather, not fall, winter, harsh kind of weather. Because you guys, this is a softer fragrance. I will have to tell you this as well. This dust project has a nice decent scent bubble, but it's gonna be the fragrance that people smell more from the close proximity. Not every fragrance is like that. Like, not every fragrance projects to the other end of the world, neither should they. You know, there are some fragrances that you want to wear because it's so pretty and just beautiful and demure, and you want people to smell you and get this faint slight whiff of it that gives it this beautiful like scent of you, you know. Like, not every fragrance should be like pow, like punch in the face, you know what I mean? You don't want that all the time. There are times when you want that. There are occasions, moments, seasons that you want a fragrance like this, that I appreciate a fragrance like this, you know. Oh my gosh, my husband smelled it and he just kept smelling my arm. You guys, this is so beautiful. Like I said, also, if you're expecting a pure cherry fragrance, This ain't it either. This is that fruity. It's not just cherry. So cherry is there all the way to the dry down. This beautiful syrupy maraschino cherry that you just pulled out from the jar to drop in your drink. Okay, that's the cherry that you get in here. If you like that type of fragrance, you guys, this is a perfect spring summer cherry fragrance. So all this time I thought I would never wear a cherry fragrance in spring and summer. I've got my gorgeous light beautiful cherry fragrance for spring and summer. This is the kind of fragrance you can actually wear during day and night in spring and summer, because it's so beautiful and soft that it will not be offensive. Okay, absolutely beautiful fragrance. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've only had this in my collection for a week and I'm in love with it. Oh, almost forgot, I do have a rare discount code for you guys. Very hard to get discounts on SSPO fragrances, especially not like Surgeoff. A very rare one. You can get this on Lucky Scent. It just released very recently. You can get it on Lucky Scent using my discount code, which is Cleo 10, and you get a 10% off, which is, you're not going to get it anywhere else because it's a brand new release. It won't be on discount sites or anything like that. And here is the other one that I have been dying to share with you. This is, can you guess? There's been a lot of buzz about this fragrance. Of course, I fell into the hype and I bought it, and I got the travel size as well. This is none other than Flur Strawberry Letter. So here's the fragrance and here's the travel size. They came in like a kit. I bought this from the Flur website, and guys, this is perfect for spring. A big, juicy, beautiful strawberry fragrance, and I love this bottle. I love like Flur bottles. They're really nice. I know like what's the one that's really popular, something about missing person or something, which I think is a terrible name for a fragrance, by the way, but that's very popular. So that's how I know this brand. But this is like the first fragrance from this brand in my collection, so I really fell into the hype of this. First of all, the bottle is irresistible to me. I love red. You guys know I love a good red colored anything. And then, of course, the fact that it's a strawberry scent. Now, come on, I gotta try it. So, you guys, let me tell you, I've had this for about a week now. This is such a beautiful, pretty, juicy strawberry fragrance. Oh, I love it. It's, again, very fruity, very much strawberry all the way, you guys. I can hardly smell anything else but a big, ripe, juicy strawberry that's, oh, very, very cute. Very cute. It is a very crisp, fruity gourmand, you guys. Got a little hint of amber, I can tell. It's a fruity amber, you know. Oh, you guys, what I smell the most is that juicy, dripping, juicy strawberry. But there is plum nectar in here, you guys. Plum is always a gorgeous note to add to any fragrance. It gives almost like a sexiness to fruity fragrances that will otherwise just be fruity and cute, you know. Plum kind of adds this sort of I don't know, depth to it. There's a bunch of floral notes in here that are very delicate and not too prominent, because it's the strawberry that's the star in this fragrance, which is how I want it to be. Allegedly, this has poppy flower, which one of my fragrances I have Jo Malone Scarlet Poppy, which has this poppy note, which has like the most beautiful, it's hard to describe that scent. I faintly smell it, which is perfect for this fragrance. Gives it that perfect floral touch without it being too florally, you know. And it has a couple of other floral notes too, very faint. It's a very sweet fragrance. Definitely a little amberiness I detect, and apparently it also has tonka bean. But oh, by the way, this cap is magnetized, which I love, by the way. I love this bottle. It's so cute. I don't really get the comparisons to Burberry Her at all. because yeah, I get why people are saying that, because Burberry Her is supposed to have like berry notes, you know, strawberry, whatever, like a creamy strawberry. I don't get that. I don't get that at all, because this is a very juicy, crisp strawberry fragrance that's very fruity. Whereas Burberry Her, it goes in a different direction. No, I don't get it. But I see why people want to say that, because if it was okay, they will both fit in a ballpark, okay, but they're not very similar. I can slightly see, you know, they're comparing it to Burberry Her because of the strawberry note, okay? And you know, some people are saying that it has a plasticky scent, which actually blew my mind. Because there's nothing plastic about this scent, you guys. It's so weird how some people, you know, like the scent perception is very different, you know. There's nothing plasticky about this fragrance, really. It's very much a strawberry dominant fragrance. If you wanted, it does have a little bit of a girly vibe. Like, I wouldn't call it that, you know, juvenile at all. It doesn't smell juvenile per se, but it will have a little bit of that Victoria's Secret fragrance or body spray vibe, a little bit, just by the very nature of the type of scent this is, which is a strawberry scent. I mean, come on, you know, a lot of the body sprays and stuff, like, they tend to be like different berries and stuff like that, right? I would say this smells more sophisticated than that. I think it is something that young people and mature people, you know, can wear. It does lean feminine, I will tell you that much. A lot of people are also saying that this smells like strawberry gummy bears. I can see that. I can see that. Strawberry gummy bear vibe, maybe a little bit, you know, like that synthetic strawberry note. Could possibly smell like, you know, strawberry scented candy. That I definitely get. But it's super cute, you guys. By the way, strawberry is also a synthetic note that you can't squeeze strawberries and get oil out of it, you know what I mean? So it's obviously a synthetic note. Don't be expecting this to smell 100% natural. You wouldn't want to smell like a natural strawberry anyway. There won't be much of a scent to it. This is absolutely beautiful. Screams spring and summer. This is a scent you can wear spring and summer. So it definitely has a more cute, girly vibe than a sexy vibe, right? I used to wear cute, sweet strawberry scent. Very much like a big, juicy strawberry, that scent, you guys. Oh yeah, here is the travel size that I got. I just want to show you guys. It's just the travel version of it. So it's got quite a, what is it, a 10 ml? I don't know, it's cute. So I have the travel. Hopefully I can refill it. Can I refill it? Yeah, looks like you can refill it. Yep. So that's really nice. So I can actually refill this and take it on the road. It isn't one that's going to project to the other end of the world, similar to the Maraschino cherry fragrance that I just talked about. So they're about the same, like that soft, beautiful spring, summertime fragrances. They're not going to be your pow, like punch in the face type of fragrance. It lasts nicely on my skin, quite nicely. Both of them, you know, 5 hours, 6 hours. It's not a 12-hour fragrance, both of them, but they last the average amount of time. And if you want, you can take a travel size sprayer, you know, in your purse if you want. But it lasts a nice amount of time, and they have a decent scent bubble, but close proximity compliment getter type fragrances. By the way, I haven't worn them enough to get compliments from strangers, but I already got compliments in my house from my daughter and my husband. So judging by that, usually when they compliment me, I definitely get compliments outside. And this one is one my husband is in absolute love. He finds it very intriguing, very pretty. He doesn't think it's like a sexy, sultry one. He thinks it's a very beautiful, fairy type fragrance, you know, in that type of way, in the more innocent, cute kind of way, you know. Beautiful fragrance. This is by Byon Parfum. This is Green Butterfly, and it even has a green butterfly on the back. This smells just like the name. It smells like a green butterfly fairy. Simply put, green butterfly fairy right here. It's the most feminine. This is not for men, I'm telling you. I don't know if anybody will call this a unisex fragrance. I doubt it. This screams feminine to me. Oh my gosh, guys, this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I can see why my husband is like putty when he smells this. He adores it. When I actually had him help me pick fragrances for our spring break trip, this was one he picked, okay? So he loves it. You guys, the most pretty thing about this fragrance is that Iris Absolute note in the opening is just goddess-like. It really, that's what makes you feel like you're a green butterfly fairy when you wear this fragrance, because it has this most beautiful, delicate, powdery iris scent right in the opening, and with a lacing of sweetness from the chocolate note. Iris Absolute with the chocolate note in the opening, and of course the orange blossom and the citrus notes in the opening really kind of brightens it up and gives you that spring vibes even more than Iris. I think Iris is a perfect note for springtime. I have many Iris fragrances that I wear in springtime. In my designer spring fragrances video that I uploaded before this is the niche version, obviously. Check that out if you haven't. I'll put it up here and down in the description box. In that video you saw how many Iris fragrances I had, because Iris, that powderiness in Iris really complement that crisp spring weather. This is no different, except this is just so gorgeous with that slight lacing of chocolate and that orange blossom and the citrus. And you guys, that suede note really adds the sexiness to this fragrance. There's vanilla giving sweetness to the fragrance, but that suede note, suede gives that leather accord, you know, but this is very faint, the most delicate leather note, okay? You can accord, I mean, suede note. You can barely smell it, but it's there giving this like, I couldn't call this sexy, but that's what leather does to fragrances though, so it actually makes it very attractive, even more so, right? Like a fairy with an edge, you know. Oh, and that white musk really gives it an edge, you know, like musk is a must. I always say gives, you know, that fashionable feeling. Musk always gives that nice feeling edge to fragrances. And the beautiful jasmine note is just perfect for a floral note. Other than Iris in this fragrance, absolutely beautiful. That sandalwood is so sensual in this fragrance. This has a hint of earthiness from vetiver and stuff, which I think is very important. I think there's a hint of patchouli. I can barely detect it, so if you don't like patchouli, don't you worry, you can barely smell it if it's even there to like. It's just a slight hint of earthiness, which is very light and beautiful. Oh my gosh, I close my eyes and I see a circle of green butterfly fairies holding hands, dancing through the woods, okay? And they're somehow very gorgeous and they're beautiful and kind of sexy too. So, you know, this is so beautiful. It's very light, ethereal, beautiful, powdery, sophisticated, woman-like, feminine. It's kind of slightly sexy actually. Beautiful fragrance, obviously gets attention of men. My husband's like, whoa, you know, around this fragrance. So I have a discount code with Lucky Scent, the discount code I told you guys, Cleo 10. You can buy this on Lucky Scent. The one that I have to wear, this is also a new fragrance, but look at the dent I've already put into this. There is some type of dent, considering that this was just released just a couple of months ago. You know what this is? Mema of Fem. I did an entire video dedicated to this fragrance, a review, dedicated review, right here, this one. And I'll link it down in the description box. Go check that out. I go into much more detail than I would in this video. Guys, this is a massive compliment getter. I've already put a large dent into this. I can confidently tell you right now, this is one of my top favorite fragrances from Mema or any house period. Okay, this is like a massive crowd pleasing fragrance. I can't think of anybody who would hate this. Not a person, not a soul that I can think. This actually projects on me. I know that it apparently is softer on some people, but for me, you guys, I mean, probably because I overspray this a little bit, just because it's such a crowd pleasing scent and I'm not afraid to overspray this because I know it's not going to offend people. Maybe that's why. But for me, on me, it projects far. I would say, I mean, it may not be like nuclear, but it projects far. It's not like close proximity per se. It's like a medium scent bubble, okay? And it does last a long time. I would say this goes on like 10 or so hours. And even when it dries down, it's still on the skin. Even if it weren't projecting after like 10 hours, I can still smell it. I still get whiffs, like my personal space. You know what I mean? My gosh. This is so pretty, you guys. This is a huge crowd pleaser. My husband loves this. You guys, this is the most pleasing, beautiful orange blossom fragrance I have ever smelled in my entire life. It has a bunch of beautiful, gorgeous citruses in the opening, including lemon, bergamot, and mandarin orange, you know, all beautiful. Has a little bit of pink pepper, which gives you like these, you know, kind of bubbly, happy vibes. It's a soft spice note, but it's not spicy. Do you know what I mean? It's like it apparently gives you feelings of falling in love. Like apparently, I think Mona Katan said that one time. And it has beautiful like citrus florals, obviously, other than orange blossom, which is by the way in the base. It also has neroli, which is another citrus blossom, you know, type smelling note. And it has jasmine, a little rose, but that orange blossom absolute is the queen in here. Orange blossom has that most beautiful citrus floral scent that is perfect for springtime, you guys. It complements spring weather like no other. That crisp, cool spring air with all the blossoms coming out, cherry blossoms, orange blossoms everywhere. And it has a very sensual sandalwood note, some musks, and a little bit of vanilla. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what kind of voodoo is in this fragrance. I know those notes sound quite ordinary that you get in a lot of fragrances, but this somehow smells different. Oh, I almost forgot to mention there's a petitgrain note in the opening, which I think really adds a unique twist, because petitgrain is a green note that really is just right in the opening of this fragrance, that gives a little hint of that green that really makes this fragrance stand out. I have gotten a million compliments on this fragrance. People have chased me down and asked me what I'm wearing. I went to the dermatologist one time. The nurse who was working there, you know, like the person who took me in, you know, she smelled me from the waiting room, which is why I'm telling you it does project. And she followed me into the waiting room and asked me what I was wearing. She ordered it then and there. Every time I go out wearing this, somebody will say something about it. My husband adores it. I can't think of going through this spring and summer actually without this fragrance. This is a must-have for me at this point. Top favorite from Mikolov. Top favorite from any niche house, really. It's in my top 10 now. Au Féminin. It is oh so feminine. I will tell you that much. It's definitely feminine. Not a unisex fragrance, not a masculine fragrance. Super feminine. Every last drip of it is feminine. And yes, I do have a discount code for this. With the Mikolov, it's Cleo 10. Also, when you buy from a Mikolov website, you get so many goodies with your purchase. And they're giving free shipping on this fragrance. You don't even have to order anything else. Free shipping on this fragrance anywhere that they ship to, including US. They do ship to US. I believe Canada too. There's European Union, obviously. They might even have global shipping now. So yeah, definitely use the discount code to take some money off, because it's a brand new release. You're not going to get that kind of discount anywhere else. This one right here by Gritti. This is Gritti's Because I'm Free. I absolutely adore this bottle. It's like a kind of like a hot pink. So cute. This is so pretty, and it's another perfect springtime fragrance. Spring summer, I would say. Again, this is a very dripping feminine fragrance. Sorry fellas, This is super, super pretty. Springtime, girly, feminine, womanly fragrance. I would say this leans more young girl, girly than grown woman. But any grown woman can wear it too. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Smells like the bottle, you guys, the color of the bottle. It is the kind of fragrance sophisticated Barbie would wear. You know, Barbie that Margot played, more like Chanel wearing, sophisticated Barbie, smart Barbie. Barbie would wear this. Okay, this has the most gorgeous candied fruits, which I think is so, there's a candy vibe in this fragrance, a kind of a more sophisticated candy vibe than you get in some of the cheaper designer fragrances, you know, like not the obvious candy, but this is more of a sophisticated, almost kind of slight hint of incense kind of candy vibe. It's hard to describe. I don't know how to describe it. It's more complex than your average cheap candy vibe, you know what I mean? But it definitely gives me pretty girl Barbie vibes to me because of those candied fruits. And what really balances that candy vibe is the petitgrain in here. We just talked about petitgrain in Eau Feminine. I think petitgrain brings a very beautiful, sophisticated green touch, light lacing to this type of feminine fragrances. This has almond blossoms, which are so pretty. So it doesn't smell like almonds, but the blossoms, kind of like, you know how it has like particular like beautiful smell, has jasmine and that tuberose in here. I wouldn't call it too bubblegummy, but it is a tuberose that, like, because of the candied fruit notes in here, that kind of pulls out that bubblegummy side of the tuberose here, which I think work really well in here. Such a beautiful fragrance, very, very feminine. Apparently this has like banana blossom too. I know what banana blossoms smell like. I grew up with bananas all around me. But I mean, you know, it just adds an interesting sort of weird touch to this that I have a hard time describing. It's kind of like one of those, you know, like the fruits where you get like, I don't know how to describe, like, you know, like that sort of like type of fruit that has this tartness that, anyway, I'm trying to describe what banana blossoms smell like. I'm failing at it. But this has amber, and of course adding to that sweetness, the candy vibe is the big dose of caramel in the base and the vanilla, you guys. Oh my gosh, this smells absolutely super feminine and gorgeous, very much like Chanel wearing sophisticated Margot Robbie Barbie. Okay, if you want to smell like classy Barbie, this is the one. This is classy Barbie. Okay, this is one of my Barbie fragrances. I have a whole bunch in my collection, which all, by the way, have pink bottles like this. I have a whole range of Barbie fragrances that I absolutely adore, but by far this is the one that smells like a niche Barbie fragrance. I don't have any other niche Barbie fragrance. This is my only niche Barbie, the classy Chanel Barbie, okay? So yeah, I absolutely love it. I have a discount code with Lucky Scent. I just mentioned you can also buy this on Lucky Scent at a 10% discount. And speaking of which, here's another pretty girl fragrance from Gritti, which you can also get on Lucky Scent with the same discount. This is actually a ballerina. This fragrance was so funny. So when I first got this fragrance, I didn't look up notes, I didn't look up details of it, I didn't look up anything. I just sprayed it on me and I thought ballerina. I thought lead ballerina. That's what I got in my head. I mean, it really, this scent conveyed it. I didn't even think about, you know, I read the word, like the name Tutu Blanc, but Tutu, it didn't register in my head tutu as in ballerina tutu. I didn't even think about it, but the moment I smelled it, I thought ballerina, okay? And then like days later I realized, oh duh, tutu, ballerinas wear tutus. And then I looked it up and realized that's what they were going for. This is, I see a beautiful ballerina in like light pink, ballerina blush color, ballerina costume dancing. Okay, you guys. It's such a pretty, demure, gorgeous, pretty gold scent. Perfectly complementary to this type of crisp, beautiful spring weather. I would say this is a daytime fragrance. This has a coconut note in here. I know that coconut doesn't scream ballerina, but this coconut note in here is not coconutty. Like, it doesn't stand out like coconut does in a lot of the tropical fragrances. This in no way registers in my brain as a tropical fragrance at all. All coconut is doing in here, it's either like the coconut milk or coconut water that's in here. I think it's coconut milk because I get a little milkiness. So it's only there complementing the other fruity notes like the blackcurrant that's in here. That type of like the apple that's in here. There's an apple note in here as well. This has a couple of citrus notes like I think it was grapefruit or something. The other fruity note is raspberry. So that blackberry, raspberry kind of berry notes that are so like cute, you know what I mean? Like in that fragrance, the Burberry herb. This does not smell like Burberry herb, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. You know how that type of cute fragrances tend to use like berry notes like that. So they're in here. The apple adds another like cutesy vibe to this juicy kind of fruity vibe. And the beautiful floral notes are so feminine. The rose, the jasmine, the heliotrope. Heliotrope has a little almond nuance to it, but it's a powdery floral. Very delicate, beautiful. Some people find it to have a slight cola vibe. I don't, but I can see where they're coming from. Beautiful, beautiful. The vanilla amber in the base add a little bit of sweetness, and of course the blast of musk. Musk is a must. Adds that sort of fashionable, edgy vibe to it. It has this, it's this basically very soft, slightly sweet, slightly fruity, but not overly fruity. Very demure ballerina type fragrance. This sort of sophisticated, slightly creamy. I feel like the creamy comes from the coconut milk. I think is what the coconut note is in here. It's slightly creamy, raspberry, blush pink, ballerina, another Barbie type fragrance, but very niche, sophisticated type. It does have like fruitiness, but it's also creamy. So it's not overly fruity or overly creamy. You know, it's kind of a balance. You can also call it kind of a clean, musky type fresh fragrance too, believe it or not. So it's kind of a delicate balance between sort of creaminess, fruitiness, and that muskiness. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's all three of those things. So absolutely pretty, you guys. It is a spring summer type fragrance, but particularly a spring fragrance. It's also kind of powdery, you know, pretty powdery kind of vibe, a powder puff vibe a little bit, kind of like a spoiled ballerina. I would say it's a very elegant, sort of sophisticated Barbie ballerina type fragrance. Tutu Blanc, very feminine. Again, you can get it on Lucky Scent with my discount code Cleo10. 10% off. Then there again, I have this fragrance here, you guys. This is my latest addition to my collection from Maison Crivelli. I love this house. They make absolutely nuclear fragrances. If I can say one thing about this fragrance house is it's nuclear, okay? They are all extrait de parfum. That means they are the highest oil concentration, and I'm pretty sure the oil percentage in this fragrance is 30% or above. I'm talking about obviously the latest release from the Maison Crivelli house, Tuberose Astra. You guys, this fragrance is the most nuclear. I'm not gonna spray this. Absolutely nuclear tuberose fragrance. I did an entirely dedicated review. Was it a dedicated one? Yes. Here's that video. I'll link it down in the description box. This is a absolutely projecting nuclear tuberose scent. It's not your typical tuberose, not your bubblegummy tuberose. You guys keep asking, what does it smell like? I cannot tell you that it smells like anything I've ever smelled. It's absolutely unique, 100% unique. But if you want me to tell a fragrance that falls in the same ballpark in terms of a different type of tuberose with a lot of strength, I would say I would put it in the same ballpark as the EBK Paris, Moonstone, and Tuberose. But there again, these scents smell completely different. But it is another one of those very unique, strong tuberose fragrances. This has a bit of a honeyed vibe. There's a little lacing of honey in here. You know, I think honey is a note in here too, but I think it comes from the osmanthus, which is a very much a yellow floral that has a honey nuance to it. Those are what I smell the most, but then I smell that sexy, luxurious dry down with that, is it suede or leather in here? It's a leather accord. It's very sophisticated, gives it this edge, this sexiness, this luxurious, expensive scent to it. Oh, I love it. It's a velvety leather accord that's in this fragrance. That's absolutely divine. This is an absolute nuclear fragrance that will project to the other end of the world. If you are in one room, the people in the hallway will smell it. When you walk down the hallway, all the people in other rooms will smell it. That type of fragrance. When you leave the room, 2 hours later, the room will smell like this fragrance. That type of fragrance. This is a 12-hour plus, all day long lasting fragrance. This is the type of fragrance when you shower, you smell it still on your skin. You smell this on your clothes for days and days until you wash it. Even after you wash it, smell it a little bit. That type of nuclear fragrance. So I warn you, wear this at your own risk, sparingly. By sparingly, I sincerely mean this. Dab, 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 you're done. Half spray, you're done. This is a gorgeous, pleasing scent, but it's so strong that if you overspray it, you will take some people out. It will be too overwhelming for people to even smell and appreciate how gorgeous this fragrance is. So if you want compliments on it, moderately, sparingly wear this, okay? Absolutely stunning. I can't think of this spring without this fragrance because I just got this in my collection. This is a fragrance that you can actually wear throughout the colder months. I would say you can start in even fall, although it doesn't match the fall vibe. It's such a beautiful white tuberose scent. I'd say winter, the entire winter and spring with this crisp, cold, slightly cold, crisp air, you know. Tuberose Astral, absolutely gorgeous. I do have a special offer on this fragrance. I can't even talk about it because it's that exclusive. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I ask you to check my description box. Okay, this is a very exclusive fragrance house. So this is a very secret type of offer. Check down in the description box. You will see a nice offer. You will not get that kind of thing anywhere else. You can buy it on Twisted Lily down there. Check my description box. All of these fragrances will be listed down in the description box with all special offers, discount codes, so on and so forth. The next one is also very new to my collection. It's been enchanting me. I've been dying to wear it again until spring. I've been waiting. I did wear this quite a bit in winter, but I prefer this for springtime. This is by Shabu, the very nice niche fragrance house. This is Caprice de Jean. This one is a lovely, lovely, oh man, beautiful fragrance. Ooh, I do want to spray this. I want to smell it. I can smell it very strongly out of the atomizer, but I do want to spray this. This is the most beautiful, juicy, fruity gorgeousness ever. This smells delicious. How can I say? These are all actually very similar in a lot of ways. Like I'm seeing a pattern here, this beautiful, juicy gorgeousness, juicy, fruity and floral fragrances for springtime. Perfect. This is supposed to be inspired by cherry picking moments in southern France, but you guys, this does have a beautiful cherry note in here, but I gotta say I would not call this a cherry fragrance by any means at all. The cherry in here is very much blended with a bunch of other juicy fragrance notes like blackcurrant and lychee. I mean, talk about juicy, okay? This is a dripping juicy fragrance, and this has quite a good amount of like juicy mandarin orange too. It's very syrupy type of citrus, not your typical sharp citrus, you know, which complement, I think, everything in here, all the juicy notes. Oh, I forgot the juicy pear, okay? So every juicy like fruity note, lychee, juicy pear, juicy blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is a big burst of juiciness. You guys know when you want to make a fragrance juicy, you put blackcurrant in it, okay? It's absolutely delicious. And of course, there's berry notes like raspberry in here as well. Not to forget that cherry note. Yes, I do smell the cherry note, but do I call it a cherry fragrance the way I call this one a cherry fragrance? No. This is my springtime cherry fragrance, but I wouldn't call this my springtime cherry fragrance because the cherry in here isn't dominant. It's there, I smell it, but there are other super juicy fruity notes like juicy raspberry, the juicy pear, the juicy blackcurrant, the juicy lychee with that syrupy mandarin, you know? That syrupy mandarin is quite prominent, adding that syrupy citrusy vibe to this. There's even a slight bit of rose, I think. Oh, it has a nice woody dry down, you guys, like exotic woods in here. There's even a hint of oud, I think, in here, although I am not smelling a sharp oud at all. It's hard to tell there's oud in here, but there is that very woody dry down. This is that very juicy, very niche, very sophisticated fruity fragrance for spring. Love the little lacing of cherry in here, though I will not call this a cherry fragrance. I would call this a juicy fruity fragrance for spring. Absolutely love it. I actually, you know what, it's funny, I'm really glad I can share a lot of the discounts with you guys in this video. I realized that a lot of these actually have discount codes. I also have a discount code for Shabu fragrances. To buy directly from Shabu, you get like free shipping globally, I think. It's also Cleo 10, the discount code for that fragrance house, if I remember correctly. I'll flash it on the screen if it's different, but all the information is down in the description box. Here's a pistachio fragrance, a beautiful, light, not heavy, not winter pistachio, not super cold weather pistachio, although you can wear it. This will work in cold weather, super cold weather too, but I recommend this pistachio fragrance mostly for spring and summer because it's that beautiful light pistachio, but it is that beautiful pure pistachio fragrance that you want. You know, you're not your, oh, so pretty, you guys. This is a very floral pistachio. This is not your pistachio gelato pistachio. This is not your pistachio cream pistachio. No, this is not even creamy. This is a very much a beautiful goddess-like, gorgeous floral pistachio. Very, very spring summer-like fragrance, very light, but not light in the sense that it doesn't last. It does last a long time and it does project. Did I even tell you what this name of this is? This is Un Pistache by Obvious Parfum. This has a very interesting opening with a slight hint of spice. It's cardamom, but it's not obviously cardamom. Very light bit of cardamom. It even has a carrot note, you guys. I don't get it, but I can see how it helps this fragrance a lot. This has that floral freshness in the opening from neroli, which I think is a perfect addition. I think any pistachio fragrance could benefit from heliotrope, which this has, because it has that sort of almond nuance to it, because it really adds to the pistachio note. It has olibanum, which is kind of balsamic, which adds a very interesting balsamic touch to this fragrance, and that very, very sensual sandalwood. Well, did I mention the pistachio? Big dose of pistachio, obviously. Big dose of musk, and it has like this fussy sweater kind of dry down, kind of coziness from the cashmere, and smells like a fussy sweater, you know what I mean? Oh, it is such a beautiful floral pistachio fragrance. That citrus florals really add to this fragrance, and the heliotrope adds that sophistication, slight powderiness, that almond nuance, really complemented. This is so beautiful. This is like my spring summer pistachio. Usually pistachio fragrances are great in cold weather, like the really heavy thick ones, you know, winter or fall, but this one is definitely a springtime pistachio. Absolutely love it. Huge compliment getter, by the way. I get compliments on that fragrance. My husband loves it as well. This is another beautiful floral fragrance that is so powdery that perfectly complements springtime crisp, cool air. You guys, this is Sonic Flower by Room 1015. I'm running out of space. You know what? I'm gonna spray it in the cap now because I'm out of space, you guys, okay? If that was the most sophisticated iris fragrance in this world. This one. This is such a high class, sexy, classy. Oh, that beautiful powdery makeup lipstick vibe you get from iris is in here. But this is a very refined powdery fragrance, you guys. I know this has iris. It doesn't say it has iris, but I get the lipsticky vibe from the iris note in here. There's definitely iris root, which is actually iris. It's the root of the iris plant. So, well, I mean, it does have iris. Like, iris is iris, basically, but the iris flower too, I'm telling you. This has that iris pallida type scent, you know, very much like lipstick powder, very feminine, sexy, burlesque dancer putting her red lipstick in front of a well-lit mirror in her dressing room type of thing. This has a carrot seed note. It has this very sort of, you know, like what carrots smell like, not exactly that, but like a slight rooty vibe, root-like vibe that it adds to that powdery scent somehow, you guys. Has a pink pepper note that's very magical, kind of gives you like a bright, happy sort of thoughts. Very musky, this fragrance. Has a bit of ambroxan, which I think complements it really well. Ambroxan is like the synthetic version of ambergris, which smells like, you know, kind of like marine-like, a little bit woody. You know, it has that fussy sweater vibe from the cashmere. And you guys, this is such a womanly, very feminine, classy, sophisticated, but sexy at the same time fragrance, like Dita Von Teese type fragrance, you know, like it's kind of like that, like actress or whoever is sitting wearing this beautiful red costume and putting on red lipstick. Very, very spring type of fragrance. Any powdery scent is great for spring. I also have a discount code for this. Wow, this is one of the rare videos where I have a lot of discount codes, you guys. Room 1015, I also have a discount code you can use on their website. It's Cleo 10. No, it's not Cleo 10. Yeah, it's different now. I think it's like Cleo AFF _ Cleo something. I will link it. I can't remember, you guys. I'll flash it here and I'll also link it down in the description box. Go to the description box, you guys. Otherwise, I'm not going to remember. I might have forgotten to mention some of the other discount codes I have. I can't always remember. But anyway, gorgeous perfume. I'm excited to wear it this spring. It's new in my collection, so I really want to wear it a lot this spring. Here's another one by Raja Parfum. This is Scandal. This is the Elixir. No, what is this line called? The Elixir line. But anyway, this is like the, I don't know, like the slightly more less in price than the crystal caps, you know. Oh, so good. This smells like a beautiful drop dead gorgeous woman. Oh, there's nothing scandalous about this, you guys. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Scandal, I don't know about that, but nothing scandalous about it. It's just a very beautiful woman. Very white floral, sophisticated, very pretty goddess, drop dead gorgeous woman type fragrance. This has a whole slew of white florals: gardenia, tuberose, jasmine, freesia, orange blossom. I mean, lily of the valley, all the pretty white florals you can ever imagine in your life. And of course, a hint of rose must always be there to make it well-rounded and super feminine, you know, as any Roja fragrance opens with a citrus note or two. Very powdery, dry down, kind of similar to, a little bit of similar to this vibe too, like that actress in front of a mirror vibe you get from the iris note in the base here. Very gorgeous woman, you know, very musky, and the sensualness from the sandalwood. You guys, it just smells like a very beautiful, sophisticated lady. Ladylike fragrance, nothing scandalous about it. Absolutely stunning. I feel like I haven't gotten a chance to wear that fragrance because of all the 600 fragrances I have in my collection. These are my stunning niche fragrances that I'm wearing this spring. I've been wearing some of this already and I'm about to wear some of the others. I'll be wearing them to death, and some of them will continue on to summer. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section what you think of my choices, niche fragrances for this spring. What are your choices this spring? Are you wearing any of these? What are you wearing? Tell me down in the description box. I love to hear from you guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already right there. Ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time. Guys, check your if you already subscribed, check if you're still subscribed, because YouTube algorithm tends to pull stunts and unsubscribe people without their knowledge. Periodically check it if you're not getting my notifications, that's why. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to thumbs up this video if you loved it. And also don't forget to go on over to my other channel, my makeup and beauty channel, Cleo Luxe Life. I just uploaded a review of the latest Chanel lipsticks, the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvet Nuit lipsticks. Go check that out. It's a really good review. I give the entire 411 on it. See over there, go on over there, support me, subscribe to that channel and watch that video. I'll see you guys in my next video.